How's everybody doing? My name's Mike and we got Mr. Mamba with us today. So what we're going to talk about is excited peeing. As you can see, the dog just me kneeling down next to the dog, he's like asking for affection from me and all those kinds of things. So we're going to talk about dogs that excited pee, hey, in the crate. So this dog was, he lived in a pet store for 5 months. So the issue with that is the dog is never taken outside. He's peeing inside of the place he lives, and he's also pooping inside of the place he lives. And when people then go in to where he lives to clean that up, or the store employees, the way they deal with the dog is every time they come in contact with the dog, they give affection. So anytime he sees a person, he gets very excited, right? So anytime he sees me kneel down, especially even near him, you see kind of his reaction is he's excited. So most people think, okay, well, what's the big deal that, hey, what's the big deal that he's excited? What I just did to him, I basically just took my finger and I just like poked him right in the neck just to let him know, hey, don't lick me right now, I don't want that. So we don't want any of that. What I can do is if that poke didn't work, I'll use a shake hand. Hey, so I'm able to be next to him without him being so excited. So most people are going to say, well, who cares? Who cares if the dog's excited? Hey, who cares if the dog's excited? What's the problem with that? Well, the issue specifically for him is that he then urinates. He then urinates when he gets excited. So what you see me doing is I'm using the shake hand to correct him because I don't want him on me. I don't want him super excited like he is. You see his tail wagging. So this dog urinates when he gets excited. When dogs get excited, they either bark, lunge, or bite, or urinate. They only do behaviors that you're not going to want. And it's all cute and fun until the dog is urinating in your home its whole life, right? So, the owners didn't know this when they got the dog. I'm sure they were not aware of that. But I can tell by my interactions with him how he urinates every time he is excited, and they start to imprint that behavior. So now every time I'm going in the crate to put a collar on the dog, he's urinating, And so this is something we obviously don't want from the dog. This is why we always try to keep the dog calm, and we have rules that we go by to keep the dog calm. As you can see, the dog's actually calm now. So after like 2 minutes, the dog calmed down with it. And keep in mind what I'm doing, I'm acting different than most humans would act towards a dog. Most humans are just going to pet him because they think he's cute and they want to pet him, but that's not actually the best thing for the dog. The best thing for the dog is for me to give no eye contact to the dog and ignore him. And he doesn't get any attention until he's calmed down. So he's calmer now. Now is when I can handle him. So let's pretend that the place right here is his crate, because this is basically a crate with no walls. So just in the other room here in my den is where his den is, his crate. And every time I go in, he would urinate, specifically in the morning when he's been holding it. He would let out a little. He would just be very excited, even though I'm giving all the signs of, I'm doing everything in a way to keep him calm. I was still getting that behavior. That means it's imprinted. So this is what we start practicing with the dog to keep him calm and stop him from urinating. Now, just like in the crate, see, like right now, he's on place, and we always leave the leash on him while we're training, on place. For the first, I instruct all my customers, the first 6 to 12 months, the leash stays on the dog. That's the only way you have access to control the dog and start to imprint these behaviors. So you see, the leash is under him. So if I want the leash, I got to go in. Well, every time I go in, he gets excited, and he'll kind of like hit the ground, and that moment when he hits the ground, he does this like little dance because he's excited. He urinates. Okay, I saw he did it with me the first day I met him, when I went and picked him up. He also did it with the owner. So the first thing is, do not give the dog affection unless the dog's earned it. So if we're trying to get the leash, we just want the dog to remain calm. So I want to be able to go in and grab that leash. Well, if I would have done it the way you saw, he was so excited with me sitting, just kneeling because that's kind of an invitation for the dog. Hey, you see, I haven't done anything. He's getting excited just because this is what he's used to from humans. So this is how we start to rehab the dog. No one wants a dog that is urinating every time you go to clip a leash on them. That is not fun. You know, it's an issue we deal with a lot. You know, I would say at least half the dogs we get have an issue related to submissive peeing, and you know, it shouldn't happen at all in the home. Owners will be like, oh, well, it only happens sometimes. No, it shouldn't happen at all. You know, and then you have to really make sure you clean it up very well. It's a whole big thing. So back to being able to just approach this dog and get the leash from him. So now that he's a little calmer, I can attempt to grab the leash, you know, and see how he's much calmer. But see, I just grabbed the leash, he's excited. Yeah, you know, he's an excited dog. This is what, unfortunately, the pet store did for this dog, and what people do for many dogs is they have no idea they're imprinting in unwanted behavior. And they have no idea that technically their affection to the dog is related to the excited peeing that the owner experiences. So that's what we do here, is we start acting away with the dog. That's always encouraging calmness. One of the things you see me doing, like I said, no eye contact with this dog, and I'm also taking my time. Like, I grabbed the leash and now I'm taking my time with it, which you see him, that's because he nibbled on the leash. So we're also teaching him not to do that. So so with him, normally if I'm going to get him off place, I'm going to stand up, and then now that he's a little more calm, now I can kind of grab his paw, boom. No urinating. That's hard for him, okay? Before, in the morning, I'm telling you, just going in on him, just going in would cause him to urinate. You know, just putting the collar on is a big problem. So the other exercise we do with him is, so I have this right here, I have my shake hand, and now I'm mock reaching in. Hey, you see the way his head's moving and targeting my hand? Hey, he's targeting my hand, not to bite, but to lick. You know, he's friendly, but we actually do this with dogs that bite. Good boy. See, I don't want him to lick my hand. Good boy. See, and verbal affection is enough for him. So dogs that bite, I actually will do the same thing. I have to desensitize him to having a hand next to him. Now him, I have to stop him from licking my hand, because what happens is, if he's allowed to lick my hand, he's going to become very excited when any human puts their hand next to him. That works against us when we put the collar on and the dog urinates. See, now he's starting to calm down again. So doing this with the dog over and over is what will make them calm and stop that excited peeing. So one of the big things to do, hey, with the dog that excited pees is, and my hands are triggering that, is now I'm going to put my hands near the dog more often, and when the dog goes to lick my hand, then I will now correct the dog. Because I don't want him to give me affection just because my hand is near him, because, I mean, the problem is he then urinates. So we have to start getting the dog to realize my hand can be next to you, and you do not have to be excited just because my hand is there. Now, at first, when I would first do this with the dog, all you would do is try and lick my hand. Hey. So this is what's going to desensitize him in the morning before I put his collar on. Hey. See him tracing my hand? So before I put his collar on in the morning, I open the crate, I make sure he sits, and then I let him go ahead and sit, and then I put my hand in next to him. If he gives me that, the tail wagging and stuff, say, hey. And I make sure he allows me to move my hand without targeting it and trying to lick it or anything like that. Good boy. But see, that's why I'm just giving verbal affection. My hand would be too much for him. It would make him too excited. So it's very difficult to rehab a dog that excited pees, but you can rehab them. You just have to tailor your affection, and you have to recognize the signs of an excited dog. And remember, an excited dog is only going to give you unwanted behaviors like bite, bark, lunge, or urinate.